Welcome once again back to the lab. It is your old Professor Pilk, and today we need to talk about this Venusaur raid. Now, I think I've got a pretty good build here, but before we get into that, let's talk about the build itself. I'm going to be using Chestnut because Chestnut resists just about everything that Venusaur brings to the table. So number one, I have a Grass Tera on him, and we'll talk about that when we get to the attacks, but I also have Shell Bell. Now, Shell Bell is nothing new to our builds. Essentially, as we do attacks, it is going to heal us, and it directly reflects the amount of damage we do, so it's like perfect. Now, Venusaur is going to bring Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, and Giga Drain as his main attacks to the table. He also has Amnesia, Sunny Day Growth, and Petal Blizzard, but we're not really worried about any of those. Amnesia increases special defense, and we're physical attacking. Number one. Number two, Sunny Day Growth and Petal Blizzard you can't do anything about. They just happen at intervals during the match. So Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, and Giga Drain are the big things to worry about, and Earth Power and Giga Drain are already resisted. Here comes Bulletproof, which protects you from any ball or bomb-related move, and Sludge Bomb, being a bomb-related move, is completely negated. So now you only have Earth Power and Giga Drain to worry about. Also, I've increased my physical attacks, so that means every attack we do is going to be doing more healing with Shell Bell, and I've increased special defense to try to get as much of that out as possible. Move-wise, I've got Seed Bomb, I've got Wood Hammer. Seed Bomb is basically your main DPS, and I've increased the PP on that as much as I can. Wood Hammer's a great move, but it's mostly like a flourish for the finish. It's going to do nearly twice as much damage as Seed Bomb does, but it also has recoil damage. So we can kind of use that as like a final flourish to get a bunch of damage out there. Swords Dance obviously needs no introduction. We're going to use that to increase our physical attack. And Body Slam is an interesting situation. Let me go ahead and get in here to the fight, and I'll explain Body Slam, because it really does two main things for our run here. Number one, obviously, it's a physical attacking move, and Body Slam has the ability to paralyze. Now, it's a low probability, but the fact that it exists in and of itself kind of justifies its means, right? So we can use Body Slam to try to get as much damage out as possible. Number one. Well, I say not even as much damage out as possible. We really don't want to do... This is number two. Number two, we don't want to do a huge amount of damage, and it doesn't have stab. It's not even super effective. So the amount of damage it does is minimal. And while that doesn't sound great on the surface, let me kind of explain here for a moment. So... All right. So we kind of we're not worried about that. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do our Body Slam here. Now, hopefully we get a paralysis, but if we don't, I'll explain reason number two we're using this. And the main thing is here, watch as everyone else attacks. That attack does a minimal amount of damage. It really isn't doing a huge amount of damage. And the reason that I kind of want to stick with this for 3 turns is because I want to get 3 hits off so we can Terastallize as early as possible. Okay, he's burned. That's good news. But it doesn't do us a huge amount of good. So notice we're not doing a huge amount of damage. The reason I kind of like this, and I think this is a weird but great strategy, even without the paralysis, which we won't get now because he's already burned, he nullified stat changes, and I really should start doing Swords Dance, but I don't have a choice here. I've already queued up Body Slam. Bro, that critical hit. So what I want to do here, I need a Swords Dance as quickly as possible. I really wish I had a Swords Dance off, but we did too much damage too early. Probably that burn really kind of did the number on us. But it is what it is. We'll go ahead and Swords Dance. And I'll have to be creative about how I'm going to get around this, because my perfect situation would be to Swords Dance, Barrier, and then a second Swords Dance. Because one Swords Dance, sadly, isn't really going to be enough to get us to a happy place. There we go. In fact, we might have taken a decisive L here. Let's do a Wood Hammer, take a decisive L, and come back in Swords Dance. Here comes Earth Power. That's going to kill us, so we're not really even worried about it. So now when I come back in, I can Swords Dance. I'm a little worried about the timer, though. The timer is going to be problematic for me. But it is what it is. There's not much we can do about that. All right. But now, essentially, we have all of our stats where we need it. So let's go and do a Swords Dance. We haven't lost our ability to Tera. And any kind of special defense drops are gone, too. So it's not preferable. Preferably, we would have done Swords Dance, Barrier, and then Swords Dance, and then we could Terrastalize and go offensive. But now I've got a fresh, my special defense is fresh. My all my stats are pretty fresh, so I could do 2. I might even get lucky and do 3 Swords Dances. Let's see. I could do a 3rd Swords Dance. Special defense did not fall. Let's do a 3rd Swords Dance. You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say maybe if your special defense got lowered, might not be a bad idea to take that decisive L. All right, that was a big hit. My special defense fell. Well, let's go ahead and do a cheer heal. And then we'll Tera and we'll go on the offensive. Now, I can't really afford much more in the way of, like, mistake moves. So I'm really hoping he goes Giga Drain. Okay, Giga Drains. Giga Drain's good news for us. So I could Tera and I could Seed Bomb. Now, with 3 Swords Dances, this Seed Bomb should hit him hard. And we should be able to heal through any damage he can do. The downside is that Earth Power is scary. Because the more he lowers our special attack... Remember, he's increasing his special attack, too. So the more he lowers that special attack, the worse it is for... Or the more he increases special attack and lowers our special defense, the worse it is for us. But with 3 Swords Dances, I feel pretty confident now. Now, if he lowers our special defense much more, we could be in a bad situation. And there are situations where you could get unlucky. I've had practice runs where I got very unlucky, and every single time he lowered special defense. And if that happens, just restart. There's no reason to fight through that. But notice how much damage we're doing now. So this is actually perfect. That decisive L was not in my plan at all, but it actually helped us out in a really shocking way. Now, it's not the first time we've done that. We have taken decisive feints in the past, so this is not a new tactic. It just wasn't in my repertoire. But definitely is a thought going forward. Ooh, here comes Earth Power. Oh, we got to be careful here. Remember, he is generally speaking faster than us. But his barrier is about to go down. I think we can eat another hit. And we lost special defense, but I still think we can eat a hit. I really hope so. Okay, so here comes Seed Bomb. Good. Get him! Now we're in a happy place. We can eat anything. We've got this in the bag at this point. Yeah, bruh. Giga Drain, all you want. Now, I'm a little worried about the timer. The timer is problematic for me, but I think we can still manage this. I think it's going to come down to creative use of the Wood Hammer at the end. I feel like the timer's moving unnecessarily fast, but not the first time I've seen a fast count. It's not a perfect raid system. Ooh. He signed his own death warrant. Check this out. So he's preparing to knock us out, but I honestly think a Wood Hammer here at the very end is going to do him in. Let's see what happens. So here comes Seed Bomb. Yeah. And then we'll Wood Hammer. And I think the Wood Hammer finish will do it. We'll take a ton of damage, but I think ultimately it'll be worthwhile. Here comes Earth Power. He's now doing half health every single turn. But I think this has got it. And that 100% wrecked him. Ooh, a critical hit too. Oh, we couldn't have asked for more. So, in an ideal world... Oh, you better not cheat me out of this. There he goes. Perfect. Worth. In an ideal world, essentially what you would do. What do we want to catch him in? Let's do a... I don't think I've got one doing a heal ball. I think I actually count the last one on a heal ball. Doesn't really matter. So real talk, I believe forgot what I was going to say now. I was too excited about the win there. In an ideal world, we would do 3 body slams. He would remove stats. We'd do a sword stance. He'd put up his barrier. We'd do 1 more sword stance, and then we go full offense. Now, the decisive L strategy we used here was kind of like a last-minute OMFG that didn't work, but, you know, it still got the job done. Do note we got some Herba Mysticus too, and that makes farming this exceptionally useful. Now, we could talk about how to farm this a lot, by the way, in another video. But for now, like, comment, and share, and I'll be back with more coming up here real soon.